Welcome back to Play and Trade Guitars. I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and this is Play and Trade Guitars, where we play it and trade it. And we're looking at the Jimi Hendrix Love Drops Flying V from Epiphone at a price tag of $14.99. I will tell you everything you need to know about this Flying V. We will put it on the bench and pull it apart, and of course we're gonna plug it in and play it. At the top, if you have not hit subscribe, we are giving away an American-made Martin acoustic guitar when we hit 100,000 subscribers. To win that guitar, hit subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and sign up. Everything's down below. All right, without further ado, let me show you the new Jimi Hendrix Flying V from Epiphone, done in collaboration with the Jimi Hendrix estate, and it's based on the hand-painted version of the Flying V that Jimi himself painted and played extensively from 67 to 69. Let's get to work. All right, how cool is that? I'll tell you what, Epiphone has been doing some cool guitars in the Inspired by Gibson Custom series, and while they are more expensive, they're certainly upgrading a lot of the features. Things like a hardshell case, which is beautiful, has a blue interior, which I really like. This has Gibson Custombucker pickups. This is like a $500 set of humbuckers in this guitar. That's a huge value add there. One thing I will complain about is that they're using Indian laurel. Now, I believe Indian laurel feels a lot like rosewood, so I'm okay from a playability standpoint, but Zach and I just reviewed a whole bunch of Fender Player 2, and they put rosewood on those guitars. PRS SE has rosewood on all their guitars. I am declaring this is the moment going forward on Play and Trade Guitars where I will no longer accept anything less than rosewood on a guitar that is over $1,000. So I'm just gonna say that now. But other than that, it has looks to kill. Very exciting. And let me tell you, if you are in the market for this guitar or any other gear, click to buy new gear using our link. You'll find that pinned in our comments or down in the description. Let's hit the bench and pull this apart. All right, that classic Flying V headstock. Flipping it over, you got these Clusen style Epiphone Deluxe tuners. Look at that gold Jimi Hendrix signature on the back. That looks really cool. You also have that Inspired by Gibson Custom emblem, those two diamonds here. Serial etched in there. These are made in China. You have a full gloss poly finish across the guitar, C-shaped neck, Indian laurel fretboard, 22 frets. Coming on down, you have two Custombuckers, huge value add, and you have this Maestro Vibrola, which is very cool. We'll see how well it stays in tune. Witch hat knobs complement the 60s aesthetic, and then of course the graphics are just beautiful. If you actually look on the bottom side here, you can see that it says drops down here on the side of the V. And all this was done to emulate the actual guitar that Jimi Hendrix hand painted back in the 60s and played extensively, especially in the BBC live sessions, which is just really cool, as we all know. So let's get the strings out of the way and get some measurements before we plug it in. Nut comes in at 1.68 inches, first fret at 0.81 inches, up to a 12th of 0.92 inches. Mahogany slab body comes in at 1.58 inches thick. So I was really curious, and I get that if you're hand painting this, there's a pickguard in the way. I'm just curious to see what they did with these graphics. So I'm gonna get this pickguard out of the way and we'll take a look. All right, so we have a hard cutoff with the graphics right at the perimeter. And I mean, I guess, again, that makes sense. I mean, if you're I don't know what Jimmy's actual hand-painted situation looked like underneath the pickguard. But underneath here, you can see the set of Gibson Custombuckers, very expensive pickups, very high quality. CTS pots here, 500K, all hand wired. Everything looks nice, but yeah, that's a look under the hood here. All right, flipping on the multimeter, we get a reading on these Custombuckers. We are 7.9 in bridge, 7.7 in neck, 3.9 combined. All right, let's get an upside down weight. 7 pounds, 2 ounces. We'll call it 7.1 pounds.
I wonder how much shit on the internet we're gonna get for that.
As I always say, nothing rings like a Flying V. They're so resonant, they really sing. You can feel the tension and the vibration across the whole body. And if you play on your leg like they were originally designed to, they even had their leg rest pad originally. But if you do play it this way, they are super well balanced, almost like a classical guitar. And I've always been a fan of the Flying V. Sound, feel, everything. If you are in the market for this guitar or any other gear, shop new gear using our link. You'll find that pinned in the comments or down below. Here's my favorite part. We're gonna plug this in. I'll show you clean tones, we'll dirty it up, and then we'll let it scream Jimmy style, the best we can do, Jimmy style, behind a track. On the other side of that, I'll give you my honest reaction to playing this guitar along with the final score. So let's get plugged in and get to work. See you on the other side. Drop a comment as we go. All right, you stuck with me to the end, so I'm gonna give you my honest reaction to playing this guitar along with a final score. But first, what did you think? Will you do us a favor? Hit subscribe if you haven't, because we are giving away a Martin acoustic guitar when we hit 100,000 subscribers. And I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think of this guitar. I based my final score on 3 categories: overall playability, overall sound, and overall value. When it comes to playability, I really had fun playing this guitar. It's a lot of power, it packs a big punch. I will note that obviously the Maestro Vibrola is fun. It does lead to a little bit of tuning stability, but here's the thing, it was better than I feared. The tuning stability was not as big a deal as I thought. It actually stayed in tune really well, so I think props to Epiphone for making a really good Maestro here for this trem system. I will give props to the neck shape. It's kind of a slim tapered neck. C-shaped neck. Very comfortable to play, and obviously with the V, you're not encumbered at all in terms of getting all the way up the fretboard. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, Flying Vs are great guitarists in my opinion. So playability, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 8.8 on overall playability. When it comes to overall sound, it's got a pair of Custombucker humbuckers, and that contributes quite a bit to the sound, as does, in my opinion, the design of a V in general. It's just very resonant singing guitar, and I really dig that. So I'm going to go ahead and give the sounds a 9.2 on overall sound. And then when it comes to value, I think at $1,500, Indian Laurel feels fine from a playability standpoint. Honestly, it doesn't bother me, but come on, from a value, if it's gonna be $1,500, I get that it has custom buckers and a hard shell case and the cool artwork and everything, but I wanna see Epiphone stepping up their game and putting rosewood on these guitars. Given the fact that you have the custom buckers, which really allowed me to just dig in and have a lot of fun playing, I will go ahead and give it an 8.8 on overall value. It's gonna bring us to a relatively high score. I'll tell you the truth, this guitar scored higher than I thought it would. I actually really enjoyed playing it. It comes to an overall score of 8.9 on the Jimi Hendrix Love Drop Flying V. Super cool guitar. I think they really did a nice job, and it surprised me to the upside. Let's just say that. What do you think? Drop a comment. If you're in the market for this guitar, click to buy using our link. It helps us make these demos. You get fast free shipping, easy payment plans, and the works. Check all that out down below. I'm John, that's Zach for Plain Trade Guitars. We'll see you in the next demo. Click to watch the next video. See you next time.